Today on Community Uplift, who's who in Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated? Extra, extra, read all about it. Have you updated your subscriptions to stay tuned in with what the Qs are doing? Well, they're making a difference in African American communities locally, nationally, and on the international level. But you won't know about it until you subscribe. Plus, Talent Hunt is coming upon us, so stay tuned because that's our topic for the day. Hello, I'm Denise Roberts, and welcome to Community Uplift. Like most national organizations, Omega Psi Phi has its own glitzy national publication that highlights the achievements of its membership. For the Omegas, the publication is called The Oracle, and throughout the country, Omega men run to their mailboxes when the Oracle hits the streets. They get to read about what other chapters are doing across the country and learn about the issues of the day throughout the fraternity. Our guest today, Milbert Brown Jr., is the editor-in-chief of The Oracle and a journalism professor at Howard University. He will share some information and insights about The Oracle as well as enlighten us about some of the terrific work Omega is doing across the country as well as internationally. Joining us today first on the show is Tony Lee, the basilisk of the Gamma Pi Qs. Milbert Brown will come second, editor-in-chief of The Oracle magazine, and Leroy Barton, Gamma Pi's Talent Hunt Committee Chair. And first up, we have Tony Lee, the current president of the Prince George's County chapter of Omega Psi Phi, Gamma Pi. Welcome back.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me back, Denise.
Yes, it's been a while. Well, it's been since last year, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well.
Okay, so Gamma Pi has been involved and been very busy over the holidays. What you been doing?
Well, we've been doing a number of things. We started off with our Achievement Week in November, which lasted from the 12th through the 18th. And during that time, we celebrate and honor those members within our organization who have done outstanding work throughout the year. Our Achievement Week is designed to give honor to those gentlemen, as well as our community members who are doing phenomenal work within our communities as well.
Okay, okay. And tell us about Achievement Week. How did that go?
Well, our Achievement Week started several years ago, 100+ years ago, and it was designed to give honor to those men who are doing upstanding, and women who are doing upstanding, outstanding work within our community. Our Achievement Week starts off as a chapter. It's done internationally, but as a chapter, we start out with a church service that we all invite our brothers and their families to attend, which we held at our chaplain's home church. And then from there, we held a brothers-only dinner where we celebrate the achievements of our brothers. And then it culminated with the celebration of our Founders Day and our rededication service on the campus of Howard University.
Okay, happy belated Founders Day, by the way.
Thank you. The same to you as well.
Who were some of the people that were recognized during Achievement
Well,
Week?
we have categories that members of our fraternity are eligible for, as well as community members are eligible for. For example, we have Omega Man of the Year. Our Omega Man of the Year this year was Brother Darrell Thompson. We have a Superior Service Award that we award to those members who do superior service throughout the course of the fraternity year. And this year it was Kevin Greenwood. And then we have our Founders Award, which is one of our highest awards that is given to a brother for their service to our organization. That award was presented to Brother Gordon Everett. We have a Religious Leader of the Year Award, who we appoint. It's open to anyone. This year, fortunately for us, we had Reverend Brian King, who is our chaplain, to win that award. And then our Educator of the Year Award, we typically extend that opportunity for anybody who is an educator who has done excellent work with our young people. And as well as our Student of the Year, our Student Athlete of the Year award,
Okay.
which we awarded to a young man by the name of John Morgan Jr. out of DeMatha Senior
wow.
High School.
Okay, okay, awesome, awesome. What about over the holidays? What were you all into?
Well, over the holidays, we're extremely busy because that's the time for us to really give back to our community. As you know, during the Thanksgiving time of year, we want to do various things within the community. So we had a Thanksgiving turkey basket giveaway, and that was done at Windsor Crossing in Suitland, Maryland.
Okay.
And then from there, we moved into our Christmas season,
Sure.
of which we had 2 toy drives in Suitland, where we gave away toys and coats and shoes to our young people in the community.
Okay, all right. You know, what is social action and its role? You know, how does that play into Omega Psi Phi?
Social action is a major, one of our major and almost one of our most important mandated programs within our organization.
Okay.
It is international. Every chapter is associated with it. It provides us an opportunity as an organization to provide uplift within our communities. And so our social action is very robust because we do a number of things, anything from mentoring to feeding the homeless to providing shelter to giving shelter to those who are going to shelters and providing resources to those who are within the shelters. We do home rehabilitation. We do a number of things with our social action program.
Okay. And I understand your scholarship applications for the upcoming school year is now on the website, right?
They are on the website. Our scholarship for our graduating seniors are available. They're on the website, and you can go to our website, which is www.gammapi.org, for those scholarships, as well as those students who have already received but are continuing students. We provide them as well. Those applications are available. Also, you can go to www.charlesdrew.mfs.org, Memorial MSF, Memorial Scholarship Fund.org. So that's www.charlesdrew.msf.org.
Okay, okay. And speaking of scholarships, Mardi Gras is coming up.
Oh, yes. Mardi Gras is a wonderful opportunity for us to raise those necessary funds to help fund our robust social action programs.
Okay.
So it gives us an opportunity to come out and enjoy fellowship and fun and good food, and then afford us the opportunity to use those resources to fund our scholarships as well as our social action program. And this year it'll be at the Gaylord. We're returning for our 3rd year to the Gaylord Hotel and Resort.
And when will that be?
That date is March the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay.
So I invite you to come and be a part of that this year,
I'm
Denise.
glad I'm finally getting an invitation. I just don't know what took you so long.
Well, you're certainly invited this year to come and be a part of that celebration.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so just one more time, because I really want young people to know about those scholarships. Give us that website one more time.
For our scholarships, you can go online to www.gammapi.org. That's www.gammapi.org for our scholarships. Also, you can go to www.charlesdrew Memorial Scholarship Fund. That's MSF.org. CharlesDrewMSF.org for scholarship.
Don't go away, because you don't want to miss what's next. So.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, and none of us know how to read and write code.
The first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
You're just trying to make something, trying to transfer something from your mind to the computer or to a tablet. It's an experience.
The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in with us on Community Uplift. Our next guest is Milbert Brown Jr., Editor-in-Chief of The Oracle, the official magazine for Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here, Denise.
Okay, so how long have you been the editor?
Well, I've been the official editor of the international publication since 2014.
Okay, okay, all right. And what's your background?
My background is journalism, and I spent several years working for a great number of publications. One that you would know would probably be the Washington Post, and the Chicago Tribune, and the Boston Globe. And I worked as a photojournalist and visual editor. Also, I had background in public affairs, reporting for a number of different governmental and city municipalities.
Okay, okay, awesome. And I understand that you are a professor at my alma mater, Howard University?
Yes, I'm a professor at Howard University in the School of Communications. Of course, I teach journalism.
Okay, all right, all right. So, you know, people have their own images and preconceived notions about Omega Psi Phi and other Black Greek organizations. What is it about the Omegas or Omega Psi Phi that people generally do not know but should know?
Well, Omega Psi Phi is an organization which fundamental purpose, as we say, our motto, friendship is essential to the soul. And what's different about Omega Psi Phi, probably in the other organizations, we've mentioned manhood as one of our cardinal principles. Also, Omega Psi Phi is really an organization really that supports brotherhood. And the Oracle is certainly our beloved Oracle, which was founded in 1919. Of course, the fraternity was founded in 1911. So the Oracle has been operating since 1919.
Okay. Okay. What's the general demographic of the fraternity? So, for example, is there a composite of the educational, career, and community status of Omega?
Well, I mean, of course, Omega Psi Phi, like all the other Pan-Hellenic organizations, are college-trained people. And so you have doctors and lawyers and educators and engineers and, of course, journalists like me that are part of Omega Psi Phi. And certainly a lot of our brothers are military officers. So they have been commissioned as military officers or NCOs, and they work in the military and certainly serve Omega Psi Phi overseas. I'd just like to bring up our latest issue, which was the second, which is basically 2 days old, printed copy. Featured,
is that this right here?
yes, that featured Major Robert Lawrence, who's PhD, who was America's first Black astronaut.
Wow.
And we're certainly proud of that, that particular part of history.
Sure, I'd imagine so. Who are some of the other contemporary Omega men that are today's stars that have been highlighted in the magazine?
Well, one is Brother Ernest Green, who was the first person to graduate from Central High School, the school in which he was part of the membership called the Little Rock Nine. And
Central High School is?
Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was a member of the Little Rock Nine.
Okay.
And certainly Jesse Jackson is perhaps one of the more well-known brothers that's a member, and Tom Joyner.
Okay.
And we have so many.
Okay, I didn't know Tom Joyner was
Yes, he was made at Tuskegee Institute.
Okay, okay.
Right.
So as editor-in-chief of the magazine, what's your job like?
My job is basically, certainly my job at Howard is one thing, but when I come home, in general, what I'm doing is talking to people on the phone, gathering stories and photographs via internet, and then trying to get it organized, because there's people sending things to me from all over the world. And just the sheer just being organized. You have to be organized to put together a magazine that's coming out every 4 to 6 months.
Okay, okay. And in your role with the magazine, does it also require you to travel?
I don't travel that extensively. Our international photographer travels more with the Supreme Council. I travel more or less to the national conferences, and basically I do a lot of stuff just on the phone. But if it's something really major, I will go there and travel to those areas to do reporting, to make sure I coordinate also with the district people, and also when the conferences happen, I have to be a representative, a liaison between the national office and the media.
Okay, okay. And what's some of the work that you've been able to highlight in the magazine in local communities?
Well, in the local communities, of course, we have chapters here in Washington, D.C. and Maryland. So every chapter has the opportunity to highlight type of things that you're doing. One was something that was done by a chapter called Alpha Omega, which is in Washington, D.C. And they had something in reference to their tutoring program. So, and then there's other chapters within the Washington, D.C. corridor in Baltimore that does different things like the blood drive and as was mentioned before, social action. We do a lot of different social action. So all those particular programs and the missions of the fraternity is now highlighted in the magazine. It's not that it wasn't highlighted before, it's always been. But what I'm trying to do as the editor is have more in-depth, insightful articles that deal with the importance of history and the history of Omega Psi Phi.
Okay, all right. And how has the role of Omega Psi Phi and other Black Greek organizations changed over the years?
Well, there's some changes. Certainly, there are members that are more well highlighted than others. The same emphasis of friendship has always been Omega Psi Phi's motto. The problem that, like any of the fraternities or sororities having, there's a great attention paid to the problems in reference to hazing. So what we have been doing, and what I'm doing, is basically present a positive light of Omega Psi Phi to the public.
Okay. Okay.
Really, my job is to tell the great Omega story.
Okay. Do you have help? I mean, are you doing this magazine all by yourself?
Well, I have help. I have 12 district directors of public relations, which are more regional. And then I have contributing writers that contribute. Then I have international photographers that provide me the photographs. But still, my job is to put everything together, to capsulize all the information into one 60-page or 89-page publication.
Okay. So, and can you break down for me the makeup of the magazine, like the different sections? Is there an emphasis on one thing, one chapter over another? How does that work?
Well, there's never an emphasis on one chapter or another, but the best story wins.
Sure. Okay.
So the story that is best written or best highlight the focus of Omega Psi Phi is pushed into the national section. The national section is the front section. And those stories tend to be stories that not because they're so important, but have national focus for the black community and what we're doing. And then we have the chapter stories. Then we have the undergraduate section. We also have a sports section, because a lot of our brothers are now been presented or placed in the Hall of Fame. So we like to also highlight them.
Okay.
Then we have younger brothers that are playing intercollegiate athletics, and we highlight them.
Okay.
So we try to highlight almost everybody.
Okay. And are chapters kind of competing to get into this
Well,
magazine?
yeah, they are competing now because they want to have their chapters in the publication.
Okay.
And also, there's another section that I want to mention that's at the end. We highlight brothers that have passed on.
Okay.
We call it Omega chapter section.
Okay.
And that's, you know, we just basically give a synopsis of what that brother when he was initiated into fraternity and when he was either died, and we say something about him, his contributions either within Omega or his professional accomplishments.
How could I get a copy of the magazine?
Well, you can get a copy online. Anybody can look at it online. The printed subscription is only for financial members, but anybody can get the copy online. You can go to oppf.org, and it's open to anybody. There's no top secret stuff in the Oracle. It's basically history, and a lot of families like to have it or brag about what their either siblings or fathers are doing within the fraternity.
Sure.
So it's a great thing.
Okay, so one more time, if families of Omega men want to see what's going on about their family, Omega Man in the magazine, where do they go? What's your website
They
again?
go to the website www.oppf.org.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Oh, it was a great pleasure.
Okay. Don't go away because we are coming right back.
I'm here. Can you see me? Because I feel like I'm invisible. Like this whole place is invisible. If it weren't for the nightly news, no one would even think of this place. But down here, things look different. Down here, our spirits are bright and our dreams are vivid. And if given a chance, that's what the world would see.
Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in with us on Community Uplift. Now comes the time where the Gamma Pi Qs seek out some of the most talented and gifted young stars here in Prince George's County. Our next guest is the committee chair for the Gamma Pi Talent Hunt program, Leroy Barton. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, and thank you very much for having me here.
Absolutely. We're so glad to have you here. Can you just start out by telling us a little bit about Talent Hunt and how it works in the Gamma Pi chapter?
Talent Hunt is a mandated program by the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, which is about 72 years old now. Was established in 1946 in North Carolina, and the emphasis was on giving blacks, minorities, the opportunity to present themselves in a high-quality event in terms of their artistic abilities, which was not available in the early days.
Okay, okay. When is the Talent Hunt program coming up for Gamma Pi?
The Gamma Pi Chapter Talent Hunt program is March 17th, 2018 at Flowers High School here in Maryland.
Okay, and what happens at this program?
This is a major event for young people to present their artistic talents. We have drama, dance, instrumental music, contemporary, instrumental music, classical, artwork, visual arts, every medium that you can think of except for the television medium. And the students are auditioned, accepted, and then they present their talents to the general public. This is free to anybody. This is free to the community. And everything that we do is free. I'm reminded of one gentleman said, "You've been doing this for 40-something years and it's been free, and everywhere I send my other students, they have to pay." So it's a community effort. It's an effort that we put forth to enhance the community and make it better.
So it's free through your chapter, but other chapters
it's free. Mandated program nationally. It's free all over the country.
And what do you mean by mandated?
Mandated, the fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated has mandated that this program be given by every chapter under the banner of Omega Psi Phi for the community, free.
Okay, and how does a student who wants to connect with this program get involved?
Well, they would talk to their teachers in the field, but we send out every year information through Talent Hunt GP at yahoo.com to all the teachers, all the principals, pretty much all the institutions around the county that might have students that would be interested in participating in our program and showing off their talent.
Okay, and then how are they selected?
They have to take an audition.
Okay.
And if they pass the audition and is selected for the program, students that were previous performers do not audition.
Okay.
So it's a high quality program. We're very proud of the program that we've had for over 40 years.
Okay. Okay, so when you get to, once they're selected, when you get to the program, you're basically showcasing those that were selected.
Right.
Okay, okay. All right, and how are, I'm sorry, how do you work with the, how is the show structured, or who makes up the audience at the showtime?
The audience is people throughout the community. Truly, parents and relatives and friends make up the majority of the audience, but we have guests that may show up from wherever, because we do publicize as much as we can so that the students will have a quality audience to get the largest exposure that they can get.
Okay, how long is the program?
The program is about 2.5 hours.
Okay. And what are the spoils for the winner?
Well, every student is a winner. So we give out certificates to every student. And then we have first, second, and third place winners in each category. And with that will come a cash award. I don't want to talk about the cash award, but it's a substantial cash award.
It's a substantial cash award?
Yeah.
It's only limited to students?
Just the students that perform.
I can't get out there and get back in.
If you perform, you might be able to get out there. And also, we have, with that, since this is the district, second district, we have a district talent hunt, which is for students that have participated from Maryland, Delaware, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Connecticut, etc. And so the competition gets really tight. And so our overall winner is going to receive another cash prize because they're sent to the second district talent hunt free of charge, all expenses paid on us.
Okay, you heard it here. If you've got a special talent and you want to get in on that special prize, I suggest you find out how to get in contact with the Gamma Pi Qs.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing this information, because this is important.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure meeting and a pleasure being here.
All right. But I want to say thank you again to all of our guests today, Tony Lee, Milbert Brown, and Leroy Barton. And that's our show for today. Thank you for tuning in to Community Uplift. For more information about the show or Gamma Pi's Talent Hunt program and how you too can get involved or get discovered, go to www.gammapi.org. Gamma Pi is also on Twitter at Gamma Pi Qs and on Facebook at Gamma Pi Chapter. And the YouTube channel is Gamma Pi Chapter. Thank you again for watching. I'm Denise Roberts, your host, and we'll see you again next time on Community Uplift.